I know we just had this really beautiful Venus conjunct Jupiter transit in Cancer, but the vibes are off because we are in eclipse season. The first eclipse is taking place on September 7th at 15 degrees Pisces. So if you have anything around 15 degrees Pisces and 15 degrees Virgo, pay attention. And by pay attention, I don't mean pay attention to what I'm saying pay attention to your body and how you are feeling. Because you might be feeling the energetic wobbles of this full moon already. The effects of eclipses can actually be felt weeks ahead of time, and that really changes the dynamic of even the positive aspects that are taking place in the sky. So vibes are funky. Eclipses are so intense because they take place along the lunar axis, which triggers a ton of karmic events and forces you to face your shadow and your blockages in order to grow. So the karmic lessons of this eclipse cycle have to do with the Virgo-Pisces polarity. We are meant to release low Virgo expressions such as reliance on overanalysis, overthinking, worry, getting stuck on the details before moving forward, not having faith. There's a time and place for these qualities, but sometimes we get stuck in an energetic inertia, continuing to perpetuate these same problems. And this is the universe's way to break out of that cycle. With the North Node in Pisces, it calls us to have faith, to believe, to connect with the spirit, to connect with your own divinity, to be creative and expressive and psychic. But it is difficult to do when we are constantly relying on our minds. This is about becoming open-minded and connected to all that is, to other human beings in a compassionate and empathic way. But if someone is really stuck in the cage of their ego, their mind, they're going to have a really hard time with this function, with the function of Pisces. And the full moon or the lunar eclipse in these two signs is really going to prompt some difficult emotions, which are really meant to be processed and help us evolve further as a soul. Anxiety at this time comes from an inability to integrate the two polarities, because your mind is telling you one thing, but your heart and soul are telling you the other. They're pointing you in a different direction. And the goal is balance. It's not that we need to become full on Pisces, it's that we need to integrate both the Virgo qualities and the Piscean qualities. One is not better than the other. There are two sides of the same coins, two sides of the same mountain that we're climbing. The month before the eclipse happens, I always take time off. I go low, I go quiet. I have a lot of things coming up in my body, and I know this is my work time, not just externally but internally, and I try to work with it. This is when I know I need to hunker down and work on some energetics within myself. Then I use that energy during the solar eclipse for manifestation, because when you process that huge blockage, the huge emotion, the pain, you get a ton of magnetism from that. So even though I don't really manifest or try to manifest something around a lunar eclipse or the full moon, I use the shit out of my shadow to harness magnetism and then use that power, that energetic that I've built up for manifestation to create things. Because every time you heal a part of yourself, every time you recover a piece of your soul, every time you unblock, you get a piece of magnetism back. I hope this makes sense. Happy unblocking and happy shadow work.